Hello, everyone, and welcome to another live episode of the Lead Like the CEO show. It is Tuesday. We're usually live on Wednesday, but tomorrow is New Year's. Okay, so I wanted to come on here and just kind of go live today instead of the actual New Year's Day. So come on in, say hello, let me know where you're joining me from. And if you're new here, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as you all come in, I am Shevvy Mac, your host, and I'm streaming live on LinkedIn, my Facebook page, Shevvy Mac, but also on YouTube. So you can find me on YouTube at Shevvy Mac, Lead Like a CEO. Okay. Okay, I had to pause for a second because my 5-year-old is downstairs, and when they're out of school, I got to make sure that everything is okay. Okay, but I think she's having a good time watching her show Sonic. But come on in. Hold on one second. Hey, y'all, one second. Okay, I am back. If you have a child, if you have kids, okay, drop a one in the chat. Because she she was crying, y'all, because the TV is acting up. And I'm like, goodness, like go play with your tab and let me finish what I'm trying to do here. This is part of being a mom, a business owner, and having kids at home. But welcome back to the show. And if you, as you come in, please let me know that you can hear me. I want to make sure that you can hear me loud and clear. Drop a one. All right, there we go. So, yes, a one, because these kids love them to death. Okay. But it's like they come at the most, like opportune time to be like, hey, mommy, I need this X, Y, and Z. But welcome y'all to the Lead Like a CEO show. I'm your host, Shevvy Mac. And what I do on this show is really provide okay, perfect. She can hear me perfect. So what I do is really support and created this show to support mission driven businesses and organizational leaders to really elevate their leadership with providing strategic proven strategies of how they can elevate their leadership, their team performance, and growth while reclaiming their time. So overall, I'm helping you reclaim your time so that you can step fully into the growth of your business and into your role. And this podcast, this show is truly about helping you to elevate in your leadership, your team, but also giving you back your time. But today, on today's episode, since today is the last day of 2024, I figure I will give a recap of my journey for this year. So this is what this episode is about. And right now, y'all, I am like hot. Okay, it might be the sweater. It's cute, but goodness. But okay, so if you're here, say hello. Let me know how you are feeling. It is the last day of 2024. Do you feel like, man, this year has gone by fast? Because I feel like it went by like I felt like 2024 was like momentum, things, time is passing. So let me know how you are feeling that today is the last day of 2024. Are you excited? Are you nervous? Are you anxious? Are you like, cannot wait for 2025 because you have big visions? What does that look like? Tell me how you are feeling. So as you are thinking about, dropping in the chat, in the comments, how you're feeling, like I said, thank you all so much for being here on this journey. So I want to start with that. So thank you for being here. If you have been consistently watching, my show, if you have been consistently watching a replay, if you have been consistently showing support in what I do here on LinkedIn mainly, thank you, thank you, thank you. I definitely appreciate you all joining in, even watching a replay later on. So thank you for commenting. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for showing up. And sometimes I'm here by myself, and that's okay. But I know some of you all do go back and like it. You may watch it. Maybe you got some nuggets. Maybe you didn't, but hopefully you did. But I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. That is number one. So fast. Yes, this year has gone by. Okay, hopefully technology does not act up right now. Okay. All right, so I got my notes because I want to make sure I'm able to cover not all the things, but at least the essential things that I felt was very important. So, beginning of this year, I'm just going to go back to January. When you tap into the new year, you're like, man, I want to have these big audacious goals, and I'm a big visionary person. And I can, and I'm a big vision person. So I had a goal of like, hey, I want to serve at least 20 people. Did that happen? No, but that is okay. Okay. That is okay. And maybe you were able to, in your business, serve the amount of people that you had planned for or had a goal for 2024. And maybe you did not. But I want you to give yourself grace and understand that it is okay if you did not reach that goal. Because guess what? Even though I did not reach that goal, y'all, I had the best financial year in my business. Okay. So I have a comment from Sherman. Hey, first of all, thank you so much for joining. Definitely appreciate you showing up here. He said, I can't stay on, but wanted to show support in your journey. Such a wealth of knowledge. Keep grinding. I actually have my live going on, but wanted to come by and show support. Let's go 2025. Yes, yes. Thank you so much. I definitely appreciate you taking time. I know I do catch your live and I love them. And I love seeing your journey from a veteran to an entrepreneur. So thank you so much for that, Andrew. And y'all, if you are in South Carolina and you need to connect with him because he has an amazing business. And honestly, I would love to have you on my show again, now that we have some clarity. So definitely, I will reach out to you, but definitely his journey, I've been, observing from, here where I'm at, and virtually I am loving what I'm seeing. So congratulations to you and your company for all the things that you are doing, especially as a veteran transitioning out of the military and starting your own business, which can be challenging. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for supporting me. Appreciate it. All right. So as I was saying, so I had a goal of, I wanted to serve 20 people, 20, clients. And whether that's individual, whether that's corporate, whether that's in the government space, it didn't happen, but it's okay. And you may be, like I said, at this end of the year doing your reflection, and you may be upset that, hey, you didn't make your initial goal. But I want you to kind of think about, what goals did you actually achieve? Because sometimes we plan for something and it doesn't happen, but we actually achieve something way better than what we expected. Because for me, I can, on a handful, of clients that I served for 2024, and honestly, for me, it's not about the quantity of how many people can I serve. Yes, I want to make a big impact, but for me, at the end of the day, is the quality of people that I'm working with. And I want to work with people who are intentional, who has integrity, who has a mission that is very impactful, and who has the passion and also the purpose behind what they're doing, not just doing it for the money. So for me, it's really being intentional with who I am serving. And this year, I got to serve individuals who are really passionate, but also has a purpose and who are mission driven. So it's a win in my book. Okay. So I wanted to share that. So that's when it comes to the client aspect. So if you have served clients, or if you, were not able to make your goal, hey, let me know how you're feeling. Let me know, you know, whatever it is that you want to celebrate. Actually, let's celebrate. I want you to celebrate something in the chat, whether or not you made your goal or not. And for me, is celebrating that, hey, regardless of me not making and serving 20 people, guess what? I am celebrating how my business transitioned from January to now. And if you've been following me for a while, you know I have been here on live on LinkedIn, my podcast, like the CEO show, which you can catch on, Spotify or Apple. And throughout my journey, there has been some pivots, some changes, some shifts, and that's okay. And that's one thing about me as an individual, as a person, as a business owner. I don't have a problem adjusting. I don't have a problem pivoting when I need to. And I'm not afraid to say, hey, you know what? I was doing this last week. This is where I'm at today, because part of growing a business is really finding that clarity and navigating the journey of entrepreneurship. And definitely, I have been on a journey, y'all, and I'm loving it. A lot of lessons learned, a lot of investment from when I first started my business. And if you're new, maybe you're not aware that I used to, when I first launched my entrepreneur business, well, when I first tapped into the entrepreneur space and launched my first business, it was really focused on wellness. And I still have that piece of my business because for me, it's the holistic approach. So, but at the forefront is my training, leadership, consulting, operations support. But when you work with me, for me, it's a holistic approach. One second. So that was it when it comes to client. So now I want to talk about events. So when I first started my journey of entrepreneurship, y'all, I was dropping money on events, this event, flying X, Y, and Z to this state, to that state. And because I was like, I wanted to be this entrepreneur. I want to, get my business out, make connections and so forth. But looking back, and this is me just going through my journey of, when I first started and I invested in my first coach in 2020, I was just doing a lot of things. There wasn't true clarity, but in 2024, there's definitely clarity on who I'm serving, how I'm serving them, and the impact that I want to make. Okay. So this year I was very intentional because one, I didn't want to waste money just investing and going to events, just to be going and just have a good time. I wanted to make sure that it is worth the investment. The people in the room actually can be potential friendship that I can build, but also collaboration, team and opportunities. And I was thinking more strategic of how I can navigate these different events as I'm paying for hotels and, traveling, whether that's a flight or a drive couple hours. So really being intentional. And as you navigate 2025, I want you to think of how can you be more intentional with the events that you're attending. So this year I was able to attend several events that were very impactful. The first event that I attended was I attended the Women Consulting Corporate Live, which is hosted by Liz J. Simpson. She's all about making sure that women, especially minority women, are able to become that 12% where they're making over $1 million in business. Because that is my journey. That's where I'm headed. That is my goal that I want to get to, and I don't want it to be too long because I've definitely been doing the work. So I feel like 2025, a lot of those seeds that I've planted for 2024 will definitely be sprouting in 2025. Okay. So let me know how you're feeling. Let me know if you're like, yes, Shevvy, like definitely there's going to be a lot more seeds being sprouted in 2025 for you. Let me know. And if you're watching this, hashtag replay as well too. All right, let's see what S. Maxwell just shared with us. Let me bring my camera down. She said, when setting goals, being intentional with how you execute them is very important. Yes, I definitely have revamped a few goals that I was not able to complete, but I definitely want to make sure to see them come to pass in the year 2025. And that's one thing you have to give yourself is grace, is like, because even though you had a goal to say, hey, like for example, my goal was like, hey, I want to work with 20 clients. That didn't happen. But guess what? This can happen in 2025. But now I'm being very more intentional and strategic in who I am connecting with, who is in my community, and how the different types of events that I'm actually attending. So I can still transfer those goals from 2024 over into my 2025 goals. Don't feel like, well, it didn't happen in 2024. So the heck with it. No, let's be intentional because we don't want to start all over again. And there's nothing wrong with starting over because trust me, I've made a lot of changes and pivots in my business as an entrepreneur. So do it until you get the clarity that you need and you feel like this is where I'm supposed to be. And for me, this is where I thrive. And, I just want to share very quickly. As if you're new here, I served 22 years in the United States Air Force, the best. And one thing about me, I've always been people focused. Even as a kid, I worked at daycare, summer camps. I worked in fast food. I worked always of service. I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to be a pediatrician. So again, always people focused. So after joining the military and working in a unit and a primary AFSC, which is my job that focus on serving people, whether that's the dining facility, hotel management, mortuary services, teaching, training, being a training manager. I'm bringing all of that into what I do in my business, and operations, helping people, like operations, like helping you in your business to really optimize how you run your business, how you lead your business. I love doing that. I love doing that in the military, even when we have events, with friends or family, like I'm looking at how can we bam, 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 make it better. Even when I go to events, I observe and I see events and I'm like, this is how this can be better for next, and I'm like, this is where I thrive. And I love doing that for people. I love coming into businesses to help them not change things and tell them, hey, you're doing things wrong, but to help them to optimize how they operate, how they function, how they perform, how they lead, all those things, which is going to be essential, not going to be, which are essential for their individual growth and business growth. So I kind of like shared a little story, but back to what I was sharing with the events, making sure that you are intentional with your events. And this year I sure was. Okay. And thank you, Sam, for watching on Facebook. I definitely appreciate you being here. Let me know where you're joining from. If you have any questions, by all means, drop it in the chat. So that was one event that I attended back in July. Liz did it. This was her second year. So that's something that you're interested in. Definitely Liz J. Simpson right here on LinkedIn. And she's really focused on helping women get corporate opportunities. Okay. It was a great event, and going to her event, I was able to reconnect with some of the ladies that I connected with in the program because I was part of her program at one point. And now one of the individuals that I reconnected with, we are actually in conversation to do a teaming opportunity. So again, you have to be intentional, but also you have to invest because it takes money to go into the rooms. Some of the rooms to really meet quality individuals who are on the same playing field or way above where you're trying to go to, which is great because I want someone who's ahead of me that I can see as a mentor, inspiration, and I can tap into them as well too for guidance, whether that's paid or free. Another event that I attended was the SBDC and the Apex. So if you are an entrepreneur and you're like new, or you're like, hey, I've been in this game, especially as a veteran, this is for this message right now is truly for my veterans, because as I transitioned out of the military, yes, we had, Boots to Business, which is like a little entry into learning more about entrepreneurship, but we need a little bit more in-depth dive into that. And, I think for us veterans, there's a lot of resources, but when we're transitioning out, we are not fully aware of all the resources. So that is something that I'm really going to be looking at for 2024. Now that I'm thinking for veterans who are looking to, I don't have a program or anything, but to making sure, because I'm that person, like if I have the resources and I know, guess what? I'm going to share it with you. Okay. I'm not that person that's going to hide and be like, well, I'm a veteran. I don't want this person to get this opportunity. Excuse me. Not I. I'm that person like, hey, I have this opportunity. Here's the resources. Come get some. Um, and what I learned with, Small Business Development Center and the Apex Center, these are free resources that are provided to any individual who is launching a business, have a business, and looking for resources that can help and guide them to get clarity, but also get what they need without investing so much money up front. Because I'm gonna be honest, looking back, y'all, okay, like, and also to the environment of where I was in was more of the coaching space. And looking back, that was not for me. I can coach and I coach well, but for me, it's really on the train, development, consultant, and mentor and business development side. Because I like things to be like, let's go, let's get things done. And, coaching is more just, sitting, hearing what the person, and I can do that well, but that's not where I want to sit all day doing. For me, it's like helping you in your business to get things and build things. So utilizing these resources. So with SBDC and Apex, I really tapped in to them in 2024. I attended a lot of their workshops virtually. I attended their live events. Some of them were paid, and it wasn't like paid like hundreds of dollars. It may be like $30 or maybe $50 or whatever the case may be. And just going to these different events with SBDC, for me here in Alabama, they're actually assigned to Alabama State University. So I want to give a shout out to Miss Mosley and Miss Cordero. So definitely thank you both for providing excellent, excellent workshops, presenters, and also bringing in individuals from NASA, Department of, the Air Force Base, like a lot of different resources for matchmaking, especially if you're looking to tap into the government space. Because just going to these events, I was able to connect with people from NASA to say, hey, this is what my company does, getting feedback on my capability statement as well too, like, which is great because you're getting feedback from actual buyers on what your capability statement should look like. And if you're not familiar with of what that is, this is just a business resume for your business to win opportunities with the government and more likely corporate space. All right, let's see what S. Maxwell just shared with us. She said, I always say the best businesses are in businesses to solve a problem. Exactly. And I'm here to help you solve your problem. And your problem may be you don't have the time, you don't have the capacity. And that's where I come in. Even this is what I'm doing currently right now with one of my clients, is really helping my client to optimize their time so they can focus on growth, they can focus on their innovation. And I am the one doing the resources and the outreach that they need to get to the point of where they're trying to get to. And I'll share more about that opportunity if you are in that space. So that was definitely take advantage of your SBDC, which is the Small Business Development Center, and the Apex Accelerator. Apex Accelerator is really focused on helping you to be procurement ready to work with local, state, government agencies. If you're looking at tapping into government contracting opportunities, they can help you to get your different certifications. And this year also, I was able to achieve my service disabled veteran certification for opportunities. There's no guaranteed with the opportunities, but it allows you to see different opportunities for veterans who are disabled, and I can go out and apply. Not saying that will automatically win, but I have a high probability of winning that specific contract because other people who are serviceable veteran certified will be applying as well too. And here in Alabama, I was able to receive my minority business enterprise certification as well too. So again, this is me taking time to invest in my business, but also applying for these different certifications. It's going to take time. It's a process, but for me, this is a business that I'm building. It is a sustainable business. It's not something that's just I'm here for 3 years. No, actually, this is when I started my business in wellness to now transitional leadership. It's over 4.5, going on 5 years. So I am very proud of myself to continue on this journey, because especially when you have invested so much money financially and you haven't seen the full benefit and you're like, man, what's going on? And then finally things are flowing in. So I have to thank my coach as well too, Tavana Denise. So definitely thank you to her, because I am that person. If something is not working, I'm like, let's adjust. But also I need to slow down as well too at times. So she was able to like, okay, let's look at the picture. Let's look at what you're doing, because you're getting sales calls, but they're not closing. What's going on? So thank you, Tavana. Okay. So I talked about, SBDC, definitely tap into them. I tell my sisters like, hey, you have your catering business. I tell my friend, like I said, if you're in my community and you're looking to elevate your business, if I have the resources, I'm going to pass it on to you. So if you're like, hey, Shevvy, I'm a new veteran and I'm looking to, learn about different resources, you can reach out to me. If I know it, I will definitely share that stuff with you. And the final event that I attended this year was the National Veterans Institute for Procurement. And this is a program for veterans. Okay. And y'all, I learned about this program through a podcaster, and her name is Sheenapreneur. And she shares a lot of insight, free insight on her channel. And I'm always looking at her channel. I'm always looking at Eric Coffey channel, because these individuals are always giving great insight, especially in the government space. And with Sheena, she said, hey, she had I think of someone on her, I think she had a guest, and the individual was sharing like different resources. And she was like, hey, you have this, you have that, you have VIP, Star, VIP, there's different levels. And I'm like, what is this VIP Star thing? And sure enough, your girl, because I'm that person, I hear something, I take action. I don't wait 2, 3, 4 days. I'm like, okay, if I feel like it's an interest to me, then I'm going to go ahead and look into it and sign up. Guess what? I listened to that to the YouTube video. And while I was listening, Google, looked it up. All right. I'm in the start, because again, I'm now tapping into the government space. Guess what? I signed up right then. It took a minute to get in, because again, it's a very robust, but very, very value added program. I will say definitely it took me about 6 months to get into that program. So I will highly recommend, if you're a veteran, go sign up. The organization is here on LinkedIn. Again, National Veteran Institute for Procurement. So just Google it. It's on here on LinkedIn. The only thing you have to do is pay for your travels to get there, unless, and if you traveling a couple of days in advance, you got to pay for your hotel. But during the actual event training, everything is covered. Great presenters, with wealth of knowledge, and the food, y'all, was delicious. Okay, like the food was amazing. The location was very ease. It was no buzz, busyness. It was very. I truly enjoy myself, and I'm looking forward to applying to the next level. But in order to get there, there's certain criteria. You have to have so many team members, etc. And so I'm not there yet, but my plan is to get there. So that was a great experience for me to attend. And also because I was able to attend that training, with VIT, I was able to connect with 49 other veteran business owners from Air Force, Marines, Navy, Coast Guard, and the Army. So it's like a community of brothers and sisters, like sharing stories from, combat. And again, building that relationship and learn, okay, the needs of, I might need your services, or I can see how we can collaborate. So definitely tap into that space. It's a great resource for veteran. And there's a lot of resources out there, but that is one that I'm like, you must. Okay. All right. What else? Another thing that I was able to achieve was my first book. So I wrote my first book this year. And honestly, the goal was to have it published and done December. Actually, it was like November. Then I pushed it back to December. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to wait till the first quarter of 2025 because one, due to life and time, I didn't want to rush because the writing part, y'all, is the easy part. It's the editing, like going back, editing and making sure. So I started that process, but I did not complete it. So I said, you know what? Let me push it back, not stress myself out. It's the holidays too. I want to enjoy time with the family. So definitely look forward to that in 2025. My book is really focused on, building resilient individuals. So definitely I'm excited. More than likely I will have a book launch as well. So you hear it out of my mouth. I'm hoping by the end of the first quarter, it is complete. We have launched it and you can buy it in your bookstores. So, and it will be self-published. That is what I am doing. So that's that. And another thing I want to celebrate that I was able to achieve is new relationships. So if you're new here, I'm all about, connection, but not just connecting with anyone. Like I truly love connecting with individuals who I feel like I can vibe with. I can definitely see myself building a long-term friendship with this individual, whether that's personal or professional. And for me, it's both. And right here on LinkedIn, honestly, I've met some amazing people on here. And I was able to meet my girl, the Slay Queen, in person after connecting for almost 2 years. And we still talk every single day, y'all. Every day we communicate. And those are the types of relationships and friendships and partnership and businessship that I'm looking to build on LinkedIn, not only this year, but as I continue to build my business. I was able to meet a lot of people. I was able to meet Janae in person. I was able to meet Keith Castilla and his family. He connected me to, introduced me to Joe and his wife. So a lot of people, I didn't get to meet Todd. I would have loved to meet Todd. But again, these are people that I have in my network and in my community. And, even, reaching out to people that I know, they're connecting me to their people, meeting Nisi through Todd. So LinkedIn is truly about building genuine connections. So I want to say thank you to everyone who have connected with me on this journey. Even going to the SBTC event, I was able to connect with other business owners that are veterans here on LinkedIn, connecting with them to see how can we collaborate. So for me, it's like not just attending events and collecting cards or numbers, but following up. And that's one thing that I did this year, y'all. Like I would follow up, prior, but this time I was like very intentional and strategic in how I followed up. And because I shifted and worked on really not working like hard, but really being intentional, I was able to connect with a lot of different individuals on Zoom calls. I got to know about their businesses. I got to know about, their lives and just building genuine relationships. So if you are a business owner and you're just out here trying to like, hey, I need to get that money. Yes, we all need to get that money. Okay. But for me, it's like, how can you build that relationship, which will lead to bigger opportunities? Okay. And that was my focus for 2024. And as I continue to tap into 2025 in my business, is really continue to build those relationships as well. So those are events and some, celebrations for 2024. What else I want to share for 2024? Let me know in the chat. What is one thing that you are very proud of in 2024 for your business or just for your life as well too? Because I was able to travel, spend more time with family because I am retired from the military, and September of this year was my 1-year anniversary. So this is a big celebration as well too, where 1 year retired, 1 year as a full-time entrepreneur business owner. Like I am so proud of myself for continuing to show up, because that is key. Like showing up, knowing that, hey, this is not working. How can I continue to show up when it's not working? Or questioning like, man, I am doing all this work. Why am I not seeing the result? But continuing to show up when you may have family members looking at you like, girl, man, like you spending all this money, but I don't see the result. But y'all, if you are in that space, Trust yourself. If you believe in your vision, believe in your purpose, do the work, continue to show up, continue to give value, and you will definitely start to see the win. And I want to give a shout out to, another connection that I met, Lori Styles. Like, the fact, and one thing I love about certain people that I've connected with here on LinkedIn is how they welcome me into their space. Cause I'm like that. Like, I'm that person. Like, if I feel like, hey, you know what, I want to connect with you, like, I'm going to welcome you like I'm like family. And definitely Civility Management is her business. So she definitely, I was able to connect with her and her company and see how my small business, can subcontract for her business. So again, all that is part of that relationship building, as well too. Even Beverly, like, I've met quite a few people on this platform. So thank you all. Yeah. So let me know in the chat, what is the one thing that you are proud of that you achieve, whether that's personal or business or professional, in 2024. And you're like, man, this was the best thing. Now for me, 2025, I want to share with you all what to expect. Not all of the things, because we can't do all the things, but it's, for me, it's really sharing with you how I want to move forward in my business and how my business can support you, your organization, or the government as well. Because guess what? We tapping more into that space in 2025. And I did submit, like, RFPs, RFIs. Didn't win anything, because I'm being transparent, but I am proud of myself to even apply, because RFPs can be like, proposal writing can be a lot. It can be like, oh my goodness, what's going on? Don't have the clarity. But the more that you do something, guess what happens? You create that habit, you get better at it. So that is what I plan for MAC Leadership Academy as we transition into 2025. All right. Let me know if there are any questions. I know I've been speaking for about 37 minutes, but I want to say thank you all. And for 2025, for MAC Leadership Academy, okay, we have, about 4 legs within this company. And I want to share what we're going to be doing in 2025 and how you can work with us, how we can partner together to grow our companies. All right. S. Maxwell says, she said, I'm proud of showing up more online. Yes. And girl, I am seeing you. Okay. And I love it. Love, 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 love it. So I'm going to give S. Maxwell a shout out. First of all, thank you so much for showing up and supporting me. And also, she is my sister. So I'm going to give her a shout out, because sometimes, family members don't be supporting you like they're supposed to. But when I say she is like my ride or die business, like, hey, this is what I'm thinking, what are your thoughts? And she is a very creative person. She is great at customer service. She's worked with industries and with companies to elevate how their customer service, but also their retention. So if you are a business owner and you're like, hey, I need someone who's going to come in to retain my customers, which increase your profit margin, you need to reach out to her and work with her, because I'm telling you, she knows how to get your clients and your customers to stay with your company for a long time and pay their dues. Okay. So reach out to S. Maxwell, and you can drop it in the chat, an email or something they can reach out to you for, or they can send you a DM on LinkedIn. Let me know, and I will definitely share it as well. All right. So what else? Okay. So for 2025, y'all. So we're going to be working with, okay, you already know, I work with established, mission-driven business owners. Okay. And if you're in a space where you're like, hey, in 2025, I want to spend my time really focused on the growth of my company. And you like, I have a team, but I don't have the time. But you want your team to develop. You want your team to perform. You want your team to be able to contribute to the growth of your company. But you can't be pulled in too many different directions because you're focused on the growth. Then you can bring me in as your fractional COO in 2025 to be that person to develop your team, optimize your process, and elevate how you grow your company as a whole. Okay. So that is one way as a business owner, established business owner. So when it comes to businesses, another way you can work with me. So for example, if you are in the innovation space and you're like, hey, I have an idea, but I'm looking to tap into the different you know, funds that are available for entrepreneurs, like SBIR or STTR. If you're not familiar with that, that is the Small Business Innovator Research. And then the, make sure I'm saying this correctly, it is the Small Business Technology Transfer. So if you're like, hey, I have a great idea and I am looking to get funding for that, then definitely reach out to me, because that is something that I'm currently supporting one of my clients with, to help them get opportunities with different agencies. There are 11 agencies that provide SBIR and STTR opportunities. And what I realized, like, this was not like something that just like, I'm like, yes, I knew about this, but this came into my ecosystem this year. And honestly, I'm really enjoying it, because it gets me, again, I'm an educator, I'm researching, I'm learning, I'm doing operations, in a sense, business development. So definitely, if you're like, hey, I'm a, startup, I have an idea, but I would love to get some support in, because you don't have the time, you don't have the capacity, you don't know where to go, what to do, then reach out to me to learn how I can support you with business development consulting to help you get SBIR and STTR opportunities. I can't guarantee you the result, but I can definitely guarantee that, guess what? You'll have all the things and resources and items needed to apply for those different opportunities based on your needs. Okay. So those are two things for businesses. Okay. And corporate. So I love training. Like I said prior, like I have a training background in the military, from teaching, traveling, teaching in class, virtually, curriculum design, all the things, being a training manager. Definitely, if you are an organization and you have new individuals who are stepping into that new supervisory role, and you have individuals stepping into manager roles, then definitely I would love for you to reach out to me to learn more about my Go Beyond Management training program, which will have different levels for the different groups of individuals. And this program is really focused on helping you as an organization to develop your people, especially the ones who are stepping in to those leadership role and have uncertainty and they're afraid because now they're leading their peers. I definitely understand, because being in the military, we can be the same rank today. And guess what? I got promoted. Now I have to lead you. And some people are uncomfortable shifting into those different roles of leadership because we're peers. And I help them to navigate that, but also build their confidence and own their confidence to lead and go beyond how they lead in their role. Because for me, you don't have to be a CEO to lead as a CEO. You can be this, think and operate as the CEO. So you can run your area of responsibility as the CEO. All right, just lovely Liz, S Maxwell. You can reach out to her at justaxlace at gmail.com. So that's just ASKLACE at gmail.com. Like I said, reach out to her if you're looking to retain your clients and your customers, and you're looking to really continue your financial growth. She's your person. Yeah, so as I was sharing, so that is how you can work with me as in the corporate space, training and development is the leg of my business. And then we have the GovCon, so government opportunities. So government opportunities, as I stated, MAC Leadership Academy is going to be tapping more into the government space as well too, whether it's working, supporting the Department of Education, Department of Labor, because again, people development, the USDA, because I have a food background as well too, and developing the people in that space would be amazing. And so that will come with like training and development, operation, program management, and administrative consultant. So that's how we can support those different organizations. And then the last leg of how I can support you, my business, is through speaking. So, as I said, I have a book coming out next year. You can definitely invite me to speak. That is something I'm looking to tap more into in 2025. So, if you're like, hey, Shevvy, we would love to, for a speaker who can definitely not just motivate, but inspire people to take action and make it more of a result focused type opportunity and very interactive, definitely reach out to me. I would love to come into your organization and see how I can get your people mentally shifted, but also shifted to take actions. Um, what else? Yeah, so that is how you can work with me in 2025. So if you're a small business, through business development consulting and through Operation Fractional COO. Okay. And then corporate training development, really developing your new supervisors, your emerging managers. Because again, my company is in the business of developing your people. Okay. And then in the gov space, definitely looking, Department of Education, because I'm an educator for life, USDA, and also Department of Labor is definitely those agencies that would love to create opportunities as well. And then last, speaking. So if you're a business, you're an organization, a government entity, like, hey, we want something different. Because I do bring that neuroscience in there, because for me, we have to shift the mindset of our people before they can actually take action. So when we shift the mindset, then they can believe in themselves to take the actions that are needed for them to create that result and change. All right. So this is the final live for 2024 of the Lead Like the CEO show. Again, thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching the replay, to sharing this, for joining me live. So thank you so much. And, as always, for me is it's not about the money for me. It's really about the impact. And for me and my company, we want to make a bigger impact in the lives of others, the lives, of your organization, the culture of your organization. So in 2025, if you feel called to connect with me, please go ahead and connect. You can click the link. You can send me a DM. You can send me a message. Or if you're like, hey, Shevvy, I want to, have a conversation with you, then you can click the link in the description of this live and book a call. And if you're new here, if you're like, oh, Shevvy's a cool name. Shevvy is my brand. Shevvy was the name was given to me on active duty, but my name, legal name, is Siobhan. I've shared this before, just in case someone is ever surprised, like, oh, it's Siobhan, but you can call me Shevvy, okay? And what else? I think that is it. Any questions for me, y'all, as I close out 2024? I want to wish you all an amazing New Year's Eve, a safe New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And I wish you growth personally and professionally as you transition into 2025. Whatever did not happen in 2024, let's release those things. Release them now, because we're not bringing all those extra baggage into 2025, okay? I want to see you grow. I want to see you grow well in your company. That's mentally well, that's emotionally well, that's physically well. And something that I'm doing for myself, I'm doing a 30-day plan-based challenge for myself in 2025. And this is just starting the first. Okay, that means no meat, no dairy, and then I'm gonna go back to pescatarian. But that is something that I'm doing for me. If you would love to join in, there's no like videos, there's nothing. It's more just, hey, you can check in with me. We can create a Slack channel. You don't have to sign up for anything crazy, and it's just like I can give you tips, because again, I have a wellness background. I have a holistic nutrition certification as well too. So when it comes to making healthy dishes, I got you. But you can join if you choose to just reach out to me. But friend, thank you all so much. And as always, don't forget to lead well, develop well, and grow well. Have an amazing New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and I wish you all the best in 2025. See you all later.